Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share with you my 29-week update with my second pregnancy. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. I like to do motherhood, lifestyle, vlog, and cleaning videos. So please don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you. If you enjoy this, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It means the world to me to have your feedback. So let's get started. Okay, so before we get into symptoms, I wanted to kind of preface this video with just some information and kind of how I feel about these videos. So I'm creating these videos for a couple of reasons. The first one being just to kind of track my pregnancy with the second baby and have a cool way to look back at everything that went on during my pregnancy. So that's the first one, but the main reason that I like creating these videos is because when I was pregnant with my first baby, I didn't have any other friends that had had babies before, and obviously my mom had had babies, but it had been a long time, so it just felt like I was kind of alone. And I had found a couple of YouTubers that I really enjoyed watching and that helped me through my pregnancy, just to feel like someone else was going through it and all these symptoms were normal. So I thought if I could be that person for even just one other person out there, that I would love to be able to shed some light on pregnancy and just kind of share my story so that you don't feel so alone and you have someone to go through pregnancy with. So those are the two reasons that I really like creating these pregnancy updates. And then I also wanted to go over the symptoms parts of my videos. When I go through these symptoms, I'm not trying to complain about anything or make it sound like it's an awful experience. I actually really enjoy being pregnant. I don't have many complaints. These are just things that I've noticed that happen with my body throughout the week, and I feel like if I share them and other moms are going through that and not sure if it's normal or worried about it or feel kind of like alone because they don't have anybody else going through that with them, that they can feel like they have somebody and like these symptoms are normal and that kind of stuff. Obviously, if you have a symptom that you're super concerned about, don't take my word on anything. I'm not a medical professional at all. So definitely talk to your OB if you have any serious questions. But I just feel like putting this information out there can help other moms. And it's not a way for me to complain or anything like that about pregnancy. It's just a way to document the symptoms, share it with other moms out there, and just kind of feel like I'm keeping up with what's going on in my pregnancy. So I hope that that helps explain this. I haven't really had too many questions about it, but I just felt like every time I write down my symptoms, people are probably thinking, oh God, here she goes again, talking about all the stupid stuff that's going on in her pregnancy. And I hope that that's not what you guys think, just because I'm really not trying to complain or be over dramatic about anything. I'm just trying to share my experience so that I can hopefully help other mamas out there. So with all of that being said, let's get started on my 29-week update. So the first thing I wanted to talk about this week is that I've noticed that it's starting to get to the point that it's definitely painful to sleep. Not so much like when you lay down or anything right to go to sleep, but when you wake up in the middle of the night to roll over or something like that, it takes a lot of work to roll the big old belly over. So that's the first thing I've noticed. It hasn't been like that for most of the pregnancy. This is the first week that I've really noticed it happening. And the pregnancy pillow definitely helps with that because it kind of supports under your bump when you're laying on your side and stuff like that. But it's definitely gotten uncomfortable to roll over when you're sleeping and just all of that fun stuff. So this last week, during the 29th week, I actually broke out really bad. I don't know if you can still tell, but I broke out really bad on my chin and then on my cheeks a little bit, which I haven't had many breakouts this pregnancy. I've had just a couple, but not terrible. The one thing that kind of got frustrating is that I have been religiously washing my face, which I didn't do before, which I know is awful, but I've been religiously washing my face morning and night. And using different moisturizers each time just to kind of really support my skin and all of that. So it was so frustrating when I started breaking out because I feel like I've been taking really good care of my skin. So I am sticking with the same skincare routine just to see if it's something changed in my hormones or something like that this week. I'll keep you guys posted. So this week I've also started to notice that my bras are not fitting as well. Not so much in my boob area, but in my I don't know what you call it, but around here. So I'm usually a size 32. In my last pregnancy, I got up to a size, I think it was either 34 or 36 was all that I did. So I definitely need to break out those bras from last pregnancy because I've noticed that mine are starting to get super tight and they're on the last connector on the bra. So it just shows that my rib cage is starting to expand a lot because of all of the baby that I have going on down here. During the 29th week, I've definitely started to feel like an insane amount of movement. I know I said last week that I had a ton of movement, but this week it's been like even more. I've noticed that the baby is like just like almost like hammer kicking. I don't know what that's called, but just kicking away, and then rolling a lot. So that's been kind of fun to see. Some of it has gotten pretty kind of painful, I guess, like stretching my stomach, or when the baby like kicks my bladder, which is interesting because I never had Madeline kick my bladder when I was pregnant with her. I think she sat up so high that it just wasn't like a thing. I don't know. But this time, this baby has definitely been kicking my bladder, and I realize what all of you mamas out there were talking about. It does make me feel like I always have to go to the bathroom. So that's been interesting. I haven't super enjoyed that, but I love all of the movement that I've been feeling. I know that from here on out, it's going to kind of slow down just as the baby runs out of space. But I've really enjoyed the movement that I felt this week. So this week I've also started to have some pains that I haven't had before, and I think it's because the baby's getting so big and mainly sits on one side of my body that I've had these pains. So the baby sits mostly on my right side, so I feel like I have a lot of back pain on my right side. I feel like I have some sciatica pain on my right side, which I never had sciatica pain with Madeline, so I don't know if that's what it actually is or if I'm just being like a wimp about the pain that I'm feeling and it's not as bad as I think it is. But I feel like it's due to the baby being on this side. I just always feel like I need to kind of stretch out and do that. But it's nothing terrible. It just is something that I've noticed, like a dull ache that kind of comes on throughout the day. And then I've noticed that the baby's feet are definitely on my left side, especially with all the movement that I've been having. I can like see the feet kick out, which is kind of cool. So I feel like with the way that the baby is right now, it's just been like weighing on my body a lot. So we'll see if the baby starts to move. I know that eventually they're supposed to flip and be head down. I'm not sure when that's supposed to happen. I'm hoping it happens soon because I can tell right now that the baby is not upside down in the right position. So I know it's still early for that, but I'm hoping that that happens soon so that I just don't have to worry about a breech baby and we're good to go. This week I have also started to notice that I'm definitely more out of breath, even more so than last week, because I know I mentioned that in my 28-week update, but I've definitely got more out of breath. Like just a little while ago I was getting ready and I just was like worn out after I did my hair and my makeup and everything. I just felt like I was completely out of breath. So I think the baby is definitely starting to take up the majority of the space that I have in my torso and is just starting to scrunch up my lungs and all of that kind of stuff. I feel like I was a lot more out of breath with Madeline like earlier in my pregnancy than I am with this baby. I'm not sure if that's why that would be, if it's because I've been more active this pregnancy or chasing Madeline around has kept me more like able to stay fit or something. But I do feel like this time around I've done a lot better with the out of breath thing. I've gained less weight this time, so that's been good. So I feel like overall it's not a huge deal, but it has definitely started to increase this week. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about this week is that my pre-pregnancy pants do not fit anymore. I have been wearing a pair of my shorts that were pre-pregnancy up until this week. I've been able to button them and everything, and they're a size 27. So that was really nice that I was able to continue wearing those all the way up to this point. It's been kind of nice since it's summer that I have shorts and I don't have to worry about jeans too much. But I've finally gotten to the point that I have to break out the pregnancy pants, which some of them are good, but some of them are bad. So I wanted to go over that with you guys because I feel like this could help some other mamas out there who might be shopping for their maternity clothes or just kind of looking for what to buy for themselves. So one product that I would not recommend getting are these, the kind of shorts that have, or pants, depending on the season, but that have this big band around the top. I absolutely hate them. This band, it does not fit over your belly, so it leaves like a line wherever it hits under your clothes. And it also gets really uncomfortable because they continually slide down. Like, they do not stay up worth anything. So I would highly, highly suggest the kind that they still have a button like normal pants, and then they just have like a strip of elastic stuff right on each side of your hip. Definitely get those. I've heard wonderful things about them from other moms, and I can't wait to try some myself, but please do not get these because they are no fun at all to wear. The last few things I wanted to go over that aren't really symptoms, but just something that I've covered each week, is that my rings do still fit, and I'm super excited about it. They're actually still a little loose. My fingers are so small. I wear a size 4.5 for my wedding ring, and it still is a little bit big on me, so they're still a little loose, which I kind of like, but they're getting tighter, so I do know my hands are swelling up a little bit, so we'll see how long they're able to stay on. And I still don't have any stretch marks. I've completely switched over to my homemade bump butter, which I absolutely love. I've been obsessed with it, so if you're interested in any of that information, I'll have it linked down below. But I feel like it's just so much better than the other bump butters that I've used in the past, and it's cheaper too because I made it myself. So if you're looking for a good one, I'll link it below. And finally, weight. And I forgot to take my weight again, so let me go take it really quick. 1 sec. So my weight this week is 152. That means I've gained 2 pounds from last week, which I think is absolutely crazy. I'm not super thrilled with that number, but I feel like the baby is just growing a lot. And I also, this sounds really dumb, but I just ate lunch, so I'm hoping that some of that is the fact that I just ate lunch. I know my lunch wasn't 2 pounds, but a girl can help, right? So I'm at 152. We'll see where I end up next week. I have been trying to focus a lot on my water intake and getting my exercises in every day, so hopefully that continues to help. But we are at 152 right now. So now we will do our bump shot for week 29. Okay, so here is the front and the side. And then the other side. So this is my right side over here. So if it looks a little bit bigger, I think that's because the baby's on that side. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in to my 29-week update. I had so much fun sharing all of my symptoms with you. I can't wait to share more next week in my 30-week update. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to join my YouTube family. I do plan on posting tons more videos in the next couple weeks, including cleaning videos, vlogs, and more updates obviously on my pregnancy, and then eventually we'll have baby updates. So please stay tuned. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.